Hello everybody, it's me Beer coming at you one more time from the Game Throne. And I've got two special guests with me today, Godlike Rossi and Lil4656. We're going to bring you a guide to completing the secret dog tag mission within the Atomgrad raid on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The video is quite lengthy, so let me break down the different sections and you can skip to where you need to be. I'll put timestamps in the description. First, you need to access the raid. In order to do this, you and two friends will need a raid pass. These are easily obtained by playing the multiplayer aspect of Modern Warfare 2 and then completing your daily challenges. There are other ways to do it, but this is the quickest. Then, you'll need to play through the mission, working together until you reach the first underwater section. Once you reach this section, swim through the first tunnel and up the stairwell until you find a table with some pistols on it. Opposite that table is a bin, and to the side of that bin is a document that is shredded laying on the floor. Interact with this document and return to the room where you inserted the code that allowed you to access the underwater tunnel. From here, I will have all three runs playing on the screen at the same time, and we'll go through some basic tips. After all three simultaneous runs are finished playing, we'll also play all of the routes individually, Alpha, Bravo and Charlie, so you can skip to the one that matters to you and follow it through as you play with your friends. Whilst the three videos are playing, we'll cover some basic tips as well. Alpha route is the shortest, and Alpha will be responsible for starting with the oxygen tank in hand and opening the door to allow Bravo and Charlie out first. Bravo and Charlie have got further to go underwater whilst managing swapping an oxygen tank between the two of them, so they need the biggest head start possible. The Charlie route is very long and it's photo finish. Tip number one is to clear the area out first. That will probably have already happened if you're talking about the Alpha route, as everything Alpha does is above ground and is just heading back towards the start of the mission, but keep an eye out for claymores that you have missed, especially in the upper catwalks. Bravo and Charlie will then clear out all of the underwater section and make sure that there are no trip mines, as they need to be able to swim through this area very quickly and very precisely. If you fail, don't worry, you can always start again, allowing you to practice the route several times. Alpha has it the easiest. They just simply need to remember their own route and master the art of dolphin diving into a parachute jump. In order to do that, you simply sprint towards an edge, hold in B, and then tap A mid-air. This will cause your character to dolphin dive instead of jump, and then you can parachute mid-air to cover more distance. Bravo and Charlie will need to be able to swim the route at full speed whilst passing the oxygen tank back and forth, so knowing the route is imperative. The oxygen tank is a little bit of a hindrance. What I mean by that is if you're all standing close together and trying to interact with something, instead you'll pass the oxygen tank back and forth. This is why Alpha starts with the oxygen tank. When you interact with the document, which you'll see soon, they then move out of the way to hold the door open, allowing Bravo and Charlie to interact with the document to start the timer. You all need to interact with the document in quick succession, so having the oxygen tank in the way prevents Bravo and Charlie from doing so. There is a similar problem underwater. There's a part where you need to open a door for your teammate, but if you're too close, when you try to press the button, you end up taking the oxygen tank instead. So you'll need to practice spacing yourselves accordingly. Other than that, stay calm. You can try this as many times as you want, and I hope this guide helps, because when we were doing it last night, we looked for help and what was out there was not of a good enough standard to be considered a guide. We're also looking at putting together a full Intel walkthrough for this, so please make sure you subscribe in order to see that.
Right, so and that is how you do it.
Okay, welcome to Alpha section. We're the Go Man and need to start with the oxygen bottle in hand. Have yourself and your team stack up against the mortuary list and count down 3, 2, 1 and interact. Once you do so, go and hold the door open for your teammates. As Bravo passes, he will take the oxygen tank, and that's for them to worry about. We now have enough time to get through the shutter and turn left up these stairs. Once we get to the top, we turn left again and go across this catwalk. Through the door with the red light, we're going to turn left, climb up the right hand racking and jump into the air in order to grab this dog tag. Do a 180, go back through the same door, turn left, sprint, hold B, tap A to dolphin dive into a parachute, run along the catwalk. We'll eventually come to this bridge. We're going to cross that and then up the yellow ladder on the left. Once we get to the top, turn left, sprint, hold B, tap A. Do a 180, swim back across this water, turn right. We're going to go back up that same ladder. Once we're up this ladder, we have a long sprint, but be wary, there may still be claymores set on this route. You don't want to step on one and kill the run. Okay, as we approach this one, there'll be a temptation to try and do a dolphin dive into a parachute straight away. I would advise not to, and instead use these two barrels to line yourself up. Sprint, hold B, tap A to get the last but one dog tag. Then sprint to the end, dive into the water. Don't forget to tap the sprint button while you're underwater in order to swim faster. And that is the end of the alpha run. All you need to do from here is climb out and go back to the code room where you started and await your teammates. Just while we're awaiting the end of this run to complete, a couple of bonus tips. First of all, make sure that you are doing the fastest sprint possible by double tapping the sprint button. Second of all, if you have a pistol in hand, you will run even faster. And finally, of course, make sure you take racing lines rather than turning at right angles, always looking for shortcuts. It is possible to make small mistakes and still have enough time to collect the dog tags on the Alpha route, not so much on the Bravo and Charlie route. I'll now hand over to Lil4656, who will take you through the Bravo route, and later on in the video, Godlike Rossi, who will take you through Charlie.
Alright then folks, it's Lil4656 here. So, Bravo run, nice and simple. Just make sure Alpha's starting with the tank as he needs it to get out of the way, so you can all select the mortuary paper nice and easy. Once you've selected it, grab the tank off Alpha as you run past the door and head out of the room, follow the wall around to the right, jump into the water, swim over the top of the water as it's faster than swimming under the water. Once you've swam down the side, dive down and head into the tunnel. This is where you need good communication with the person doing Charlie run, as you need to keep an eye on who's got the tank when you need a breath. You've got plenty of time, as this run's all about creating time for Charlie to do their job as they've got the longest run. So head towards the end of the tunnel and turn left. Take another breath if you need it. Head towards the gate where you need to press the button to unlock the gate so Charlie can swim through. The trick with this is not getting too close to the button, as it makes it easier to activate being a little bit further away. But you need good communication here as well, because you don't know when Charlie's got through and he'll need to let you through. So once he's let you through, head down the stairs past the first safe zone. If you do a little 180 there, it points you in the right direction of where you need to go, and head towards the end of the corridor. Again, keeping an eye on your breaths and who's got the tank. Head round to the left and then follow it through to the right through this broken window and out of the room to the left. There you find your first dog tag. Take your last breath in this wooden room and you should be able to make it to the end from here. If you carry on swimming straight past the lift that was on your left hand side, the second safe area, and then split off from Charlie, turning right, and then head to this last room on your left and collect the last dog tag that you need. That's your run done. If you wait to die here, it's not run over. You will respawn back at the submarine and you should be able to go back to the coded room to get the intel. So just as we wait to die, right now, boop, I'll just explain a couple of little extra things. So, number one, make sure you've got good communication. I know I've already said that a couple of times, but number two, make sure you go down into that underwater section and with Charlie and clear out all of the rooms and all of the traps that are down there, as you will need to be able to swim through these without any issue. You also, to clear out the traps, would be preferable to use Semtex, but you need to be quite close to where you throw the Semtex, as it doesn't travel that far underwater. So throw it and run. Also, make sure you're sprinting while you're swimming just to get further along. And then, apart from that, that's pretty much it. I'll hand you over to Godlike Rossi now, and all the best. Cheers, bye.
Take one. Alright guys, Godlike Rossi here, and this is my section. I am Charlie section, and what we're going to do is talk you through this. So as you can see, we're about to interact with the paper. This is where the run begins. Right, so we've now got to do a sprinting run. We turn right at these boxes, sploosh into the water, splish, up to the surface because it's faster to sprint that way, and you don't need to worry about the oxygen. Once you get to about this red light here, we're going to submerge down into the tunnel. We're going to use as fast sprint as we can while still maintaining oxygen. Keeping as close to Lil as we can, we swap oxygen tanks so we can keep going. So as you can see, I just took the oxygen tank off Lil, and we're going to keep going down this tunnel until we reach the end. Once we enter another tunnel, we're going to turn left. Still swapping oxygen tanks, we're carrying on down, avoiding all obstacles. As we get further down, there's a gate we're going to have to open, so we'll try and keep the tank to me so it doesn't interact with Lil. So I now sprint through. Yeah, I let him know, and then I hold the gate for him. Yeah, he takes the oxygen bottle so he can have a breath. I'll then take it off him. We then submerge down the staircase and into this corridor where we turn left into. Avoid as many frames as you can. You see these glow sticks? We're then going to take a left at the end of the tunnel after them. As we go through, going through all this, we go through the window and through a bit more and through a bit more.
One last breath.
Yeah, I passed the bottle on to Lil for one last breath that we've probably gone through before.
Okay, I made the jump that I was fucking up.
And we're going to go for a sprint. And this is where my part takes on. Lil's took his last breath, and now I've got to go through these corridors, keep going left and left again, then we're going right. You'll see some more glow sticks with a hole in the floor. We're going down that hole in the floor as fast as you can, try not to get caught, like me. But you can still manage it if you do, yeah? Work your way through this tunnel as fast as you can. And pop out the other end. Climb up, and this is where you sprint for your life, because you've probably got the least amount of time left. Click the dog tag, and you have done it. Congratulations, you have unlocked the Mortuary Notes. Now what you're going to do is make your way back. So yeah, following the same route you came, we're going to go back. Now you're probably thinking, how do I get out the gate? You need someone to hold the gate open. Well, it looks like Call of Duty did come up with something for that, where they give you a little bit of time for yourself to get out. So when you do press the button, you'll see it shortly when I get there. When you press the button, the gate will hold open for a brief period of time for you to get through. So while I'm just casually swimming nicely back, following this route to get back to your teammates.
It's been about bastard speed runs. Okay, one of them was my fault, but this one isn't.
The hardest point to remember is when you are sprinting and you take the oxygen bottle, you do not take a breath. You do have to stop sprinting to take a breath.
Oh yeah, just reload.
So as you see here, it lets you out. So remember, sprint as much as you can, but then stop when you need to take the breath. Yeah, because you cannot intake oxygen while sprinting. So at this point, we're just casually swimming back to our teammates to complete the mission. Well, complete this dog tag mission, I should say. So here we go, still swimming. This was me just going, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. And we're up. There we go. Jump over it, wave hello to your teammates that are currently in the room waiting for you, then sploosh back in the water.
Hey, I've got the oxygen bottle, mate. See you later.
We're then going to climb back up and head towards the room where we started. Yeah, they've got the nice door open for you, do a nice little power slide through, and you're there. And then the document will be on the table.
You all collected it?
And that is it. That is Charlie section of this speedrun to get the intel fragment via the dog tags. So hopefully that has helped you guys so much, and don't forget to leave this video a like, comment, subscribe. Probably won't be in there because I ran out of time. Bye!